I'm going to show you how I crocheted this really cute Christmas shell patterned dishcloth or washcloth. You could also use it as a pot holder. I used 3 different colors in this dishcloth, so green, white, and red. And I wanted to edge it with the red color. So if you're going to follow the pattern the way that I lay it out, the 3rd color that you use will be the one that you're going to do the edging with. So this one I started with green, then I did white, then I did red, and red ended up being my edging color. The yarn I used for this dishcloth is Bernat Handicrafter wool. It's 100% cotton. The red I used is just called red. They are all a medium weight of 4. The green I'm using today is called emerald, and the white is simply called white. The crochet hook I'm using is a 5.5 millimeter crochet hook. So we'll begin with the white. So with our white, we're going to start with a slip knot. So I simply take the tail end of my yarn and put it over the working end. Go through the loop that's formed, and I grab part of the tail end of the yarn, pull it through, and now I have a slip knot. We're going to chain 31. Okay, so now I have 31 chains. If you wanted to make this pattern larger or smaller, you have to increase or decrease by multiples of 5. Then we need that 1 because we're going to start second chain from our hook, and we're going to do a single crochet in there. Now we're going to skip our next 2 chains, then we're going to put 5 double crochet in that chain. We're going to skip our next 2 chains, and we're going to do a single crochet in that one. Skip our next 2 chains, and we're going to do 5 double crochet. Skip 2 chains, and we're going to do a single crochet. Skip 2 chains, and we're going to do 5 double crochet. We're going to skip 2 chains, and we have a single crochet. Skip 2 chains, 5 double crochet. Skip 2 chains, and we're going to do a single crochet. Skip 2 chains, and we're going to do 5 double crochet. Now you should have 3 chains left, so we're going to skip 2 and we're going to do a single crochet in our last chain. So in this row we should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shells. We're going to change our color. Do not fasten off. We're going to leave the white on the side of our work and we're just going to work it up along the side. Normally when we change to a new color, we will pull it through with our last stitch of our previous color. But because this dishcloth is going to be edged, we're not really going to see that. So with our next color, mine is green, I'm going to pull through this loop, going to chain 3. We turn our work, we're going to do 2 double crochet in this first stitch. With our green, we can see that we have our 2 double crochet in our chain 3, which acts as a double crochet. So 3 double crochet. We're going to go to the top of our shell. We're going to do a single crochet. We're going to skip our next 2 stitches. And here we have the single crochet that we made between our shells. We're going to do 5 double crochet in here. So now I have 3 double crochet at my side, single crochet in the top of my shell, 5 double crochet in between these 2 shells. We're going to go to the top of this shell and we're going to do a single crochet. Now we're between our next set of shells. So we're skipping 2 stitches and our third stitch is going to be the single crochet that was between our 2 white shells. We're going to do 5 double crochet in that space. Now we're back to our next shell. We're going to skip 2 stitches and then we're at the top of the shell. We're going to do a single crochet. Skip 2 stitches. We're at the single crochet between our 2 white shells. We're going to do 5 double crochet. We're going to skip our next 2 stitches and we're going to do a single crochet at the top of our shell. Skipping our next 2 stitches and now we're at the single crochet between our white shells. We're going to do 5 double crochet. We're going to skip our next 2 stitches and we're at the top of our shell, so we're going to do a single crochet. So you can see that we're following the same pattern. We're doing 5 double crochet, 1 single crochet, 5 double crochet, 1 single crochet. We're going to be repeating that pattern the whole way. The only thing is at the end of our rows, we can't do a full shell. We can only do half shells. So we can see that we've done a single crochet at the top of this shell. If we skip 2 stitches, we're down here. Now instead of doing a full shell, we're going to do half a shell, a little bit more than half. We're going to do 3 of our, instead of 5 double crochets, we're going to do 3. So in this space I'm doing 1, 3 double crochets. Oops. So let's change to red. We're not cutting our yarn. Again, our yarn is just going to follow us up the side of the work. So over here we're at the top of our shell. It's a half shell. So at the top we just do a single crochet. So we have to start with chain 1. Then we're going to turn our work. And we're going to do a single crochet in the top of that shell. Okay, so we've put a single crochet in the top of our shell. Now we're going to skip 2 and we're going to work in this single crochet that's between our 2 green shells. We're going to do 5 double crochet. After our 5 double crochet are in that single crochet space, we're going to do a single crochet at the top of our next shell. So we skip 2 stitches, then we're going to do 5 double crochet. So continue the same pattern going across this row. After you've done your 5 double crochet, you're going to skip 2 stitches. Then you're doing a single crochet at the top of your shell. You're skipping 2 and then you're going to do 5 double crochet in this space, in that single crochet space between your shells. Continue that all the way over to the side and then I will go over the side with you again. Okay, so I'm at the end of my 3rd row. I've just finished my 5 double crochet and we can see in the row before, in the green row, we have half of a shell. So at the top of that shell, into the top of your chain 3, you're going to do a single crochet. So 3 rows are completed. Now we're going to go back to our white. And the reason that we did not trim our yarn as we go along, in using 3 different colors, it's easy to carry our yarns along the side. If we were to use 2 different colors, you have to cut your yarn at the end of every row. But with 3, you can see that my white is over here. So I'm just going to loosely bring it up the side. It's going to be encased in our edging, so you don't need to worry about the length of white yarn that you're going to see on the side. It will be encased in our edging. So now let's have a look again where we are. So we've done 5 double crochet and then we've done our single crochet that goes on the top of our shell. So with our white now we have to do chain 3. We're going to turn our work. The reason we did a chain 3, you can see here's our shell. Here is the single crochet that's next to our shell. And because we're on the side of our work, we're only going to put 3 double crochets in this single crochet. So we've just done 1 with our chain 3. And I've just done 2 more, so I'll just put my single crochet at the top of this shell, and then we'll have a look. We can see that we have 3 double crochet at the top of this single crochet. So half of a shell at the beginning of our row and at the end of our row. We've done a single crochet in the top of our shell. Now we're ready to do our 5 double crochet to make our next white shell. The repeated pattern for this stitch is very simple. The only confusing part that I find people have is at the end of the rows. So I will do my white all the way over to the end of the row, and I will go over that one with you again. But if you look back to how I ended the green row, it's going to be exactly the same. But nonetheless, I will do this white row. I'll stop when I get to there, and then I will show you again how we're going to change over here. I'm just completing the end of this white row. You can see over here I've just done my single crochet at the top of my shell. And over here with my red, I have a single crochet at the top of this half shell. So that means with my white, I'm working into the top of this single crochet. So I've done a shell, a full shell, single crochet. Now I have to end with a half a shell. So that means I'm going to do 3 double crochet in the top of my red single crochet. Now we're going to change to our next color. So remember, it's white, green, red, white, green, and we have our green yarn on this side. So we're just going to bring it up the side loosely. We don't want to pull it too tight. And because we're at the top of our half shell, we're going to do a chain 1. And our chain 1 is just bringing us up to our next row. Then we're going to turn and single crochet in the top, because that is the top of our half shell. Now we're ready to do 5 double crochet. You can see the yarn at the side of my work, my green. It's not too tight, it's not too loose. It's just laying nicely on the side. Over here I have my white that I've carried up. So the red will be next. It will get carried up. So right now we're working on row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're still confused when it comes to the end of this row, just go back and see how I finished row 3. So the ending of our row is going to alternate each time. Either we're going to do 3 double crochet or we're doing a single crochet. So we'll continue until we have, I'll show you with this one. So in total we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 rows. Your last row is going to be green. I've just finished the 17th row. I did fasten off the white yarn because we were done with that one. I've left the red. The red is going to be used for the edging. The green, we're going to do one more finishing row at the top, just to kind of straighten it out a little bit. So chain one, we'll turn. In that same space, we're going to do a single crochet. We're going to chain two, single crochet at the top of our shell. Chain two, single crochet in our single crochet. Chain two, single crochet at the top of the shell. Chain two, single crochet in our single crochet. We'll continue that all the way across. So 2 chains, and then we are linking the single crochet with the top of the shell with 2 chains in between. So at the end of the row we have single crochet in the top of our shell, and then we'll end with a single crochet in the top of our last single crochet. So we'll cut a length, just fasten that off. The only yarn that should be still attached is our red one. We have our yarn that we can see is carried up the sides. We've fastened off our green and red over here. So we're ready now for our edging. So we'll turn our work. This is where we left off with our red, so we'll start here for our edging. Just go into the space right by that red, pull back a loop, chain one. Now we're going to do single crochets. In each edge of a shell we're going to do 2, and then we'll do 1 in the single crochet area. That's just a guideline to help space out your single crochets. And make sure that the yarn that was carried up the side is caught into that single crochet. See how the green is going inside there? Okay, so here we have some of our single crochets. Just continue that all the way down till we get to this corner. So 2 in the white area, 1 in the red. 2 in the green area, 1 in the white. Continue that all the way down to this corner. Okay, I've completed my single crochets along this edge. In the corner, make sure you're not going through one piece of yarn. Make sure you have a strong corner area and at least 2 pieces of yarn. So we're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. And we're going to turn along the bottom, do a single crochet here. So I tend to do one at the bottom of the shell, then 2 along here, and then 1 where the single crochet is. So sometimes you're just putting it in like a spacing like this, which is fine. Just as long as it's evenly spaced. So I have one at the bottom of this shell, two next to it, one at the bottom where the single crochet is, two next to it, one at the bottom of the shell, and I'll continue that way until we get to the corner. In our corners, we're simply going to repeat what we did in the last one. So we're going to do a single crochet, chain one, single crochet. Along this side, we're going to follow the same technique that we used on the other side, or we're going to do one in the single crochet, two in our half shell, one in the single crochet, two in the half shell. Make sure we're catching the yarn that we're carrying on the side. Continue that all the way up to this corner. At this corner, you'll do a single crochet, chain one, single crochet. Okay, when we pass this corner at our top edge, so this is where we did 2 chains, single crochet at the top of our shell. So we're going to do 2 single crochet in this chain 2 space. Then we're going to do a single crochet in the top of that single crochet. In our next chain 2 space, we're going to put 2 single crochet. Then a single crochet in our single crochet. So each chain 2 space, we'll put 2 single crochet, and then we'll single crochet in the top of our single crochet. Continue that till we get to the corner. So at our corner, we're going to do single crochet, chain one, single crochet. We're going to work this side. We'll continue until we get to our beginning edging. So when we get there, we're going to slip stitch into our first single crochet, chain one, and now we're just going to single crochet in each single crochet all the way around. So at the corner in your chain one space, you're going to do a single crochet, chain one, single crochet in that same space. So just continue following the same pattern until we get back to the beginning, and then I'll meet you back there. Okay, I'm at the end of my edging row, and so we're just going to slip stitch into the top of our single crochet that we made at the beginning of that last round, and just fasten off. So the only thing that's left is to weave in our ends. So just a tapestry needle or a darning needle, the place where we just fastened off. Take your needle and go through the stitch just to the left of it, go under that one. And that'll help to smoothen out this area. And I'm going to go back through the front of that and turn it around to weave in. So to weave in our ends, just keep your colors together. So I'm going to keep the red on the red. So you're just going to weave your needle under your yarn. Pull it snugly, but then make sure you're not pleating your work. So I've come so far this way, I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go back the way I came, not exactly in the same spot I just came out through, because that could pull my yarn back through. And then just snip it close to your work. So that's one end woven in. So you'll just have to go around and you'll have your 2 green, 2 white, and the other red. Just weave all those in, and then your dishcloth, washcloth, pot holder, whatever you decided to make will be finished. So they're quick and easy to crochet. Again, I hope you enjoyed following along in this tutorial with me, and happy crocheting!